Welcome to this lecture on the overview of biomedical products industry and markets. Welcome to Biomedical Product Development course, from biotech to boardroom to market. This comprehensive course examines the complete product development lifecycle from initial discovery through market launch and lifecycle management. Biomedical product development has become increasingly complex due to evolving regulations, cost pressures, and technological advances in genomics and combination products. Modern development requires an integrated, multifunctional approach where regulatory affairs, clinical affairs, commercial functions, preclinical teams, legal, and manufacturing work together as a matrix organization. Integration means more than sitting in the same room. It requires true cross-functional collaboration where each discipline contributes meaningfully to product success. The biomedical products industry faces unprecedented challenges and opportunities, making this course essential for regulatory professionals. Regulatory requirements continue to evolve globally, requiring professionals who understand both science and business implications. Cost pressures from payers, healthcare systems, and competitive markets demand efficient development strategies. Genomics is revolutionizing drug development through stratified medicine where treatments target specific patient populations based on genetic markers. Combination products merging different technologies present unique regulatory and commercial challenges. Safety and tolerability concerns have heightened following high-profile market withdrawals, influencing clinical trial design through post-market surveillance. This course focuses on regulated prescription products requiring FDA review, approval, and ongoing governance, a business environment unlike any other industry. The U.S. healthcare system involves multiple regulatory bodies, FDA for product approval, FTC for advertising oversight, and Office of Inspector General for fraud enforcement. Healthcare legislation and Medicare/Medicaid policies add complexity. Political pressures influence payment policies, regulatory oversight, and legislation at federal and state levels. A distinguishing characteristic is separation between end users, patients, decision-makers, physicians, and payers, insurance companies, government programs, creating unique marketing challenges where product users have neither full information nor payment responsibility. Understanding healthcare spending scale provides essential context for product development decisions. The U.S. healthcare system represents a $3.2 trillion market, nearly 18% of total economy. While prescription drugs account for only 10% of expenditure, this represents substantial market opportunity. Hospital care dominates at 32%, physician services at 20%, important for understanding reimbursement dynamics and market access strategies. Government programs dominate payment, Medicare at 20% and Medicaid at 17%, making government policy critical for product success. Private health insurance covers 33%, out-of-pocket 11%. This payment mix influences pricing strategies, formulary negotiations, and market access planning. The biomedical industry shows distinct geographic concentrations influencing talent acquisition and partnership opportunities. Globally, markets split roughly equally between US, EU, and rest of world including Asia-Pacific, Latin America, India, and Canada. Within the U.S., specific regions dominate different segments. California's Silicon Valley leads biotechnology innovation, New Jersey and New York host major pharmaceutical headquarters, Boston-Worcester corridor combines academic excellence with commercial capabilities, North Carolina's Research Triangle Park serves as growing hub. The medical device industry is notably fragmented with over 6,500 U.S. companies, 80% being small enterprises with fewer than 50 employees, creating significant partnership and acquisition opportunities. Pharmaceuticals, or small molecule drugs, form the foundation of the biomedical products industry. These substances diagnose, cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent disease, or affect body structure or function. Manufacturing occurs through synthetic chemistry processes or derivation from naturally occurring compounds. The category has expanded to include RNA and DNA-based drugs made through synthetic processes. The regulatory pathway requires new drug application submission for initial FDA approval. Most prescription drugs today are pharmaceuticals, spanning cardiovascular disease, infectious diseases, oncology, respiratory conditions, diabetes, and psychiatric disorders. Understanding this category is essential as it represents the largest market segment. Biologics represent one of the fastest-growing segments. Also called biopharmaceuticals or large molecules, these products are made by living organisms, mammalian cells or bacteria, producing therapeutic proteins or biological molecules. Categories include vaccines produced in chicken eggs or engineered cell lines, biological drugs like growth hormones, enzymes, and immunoglobulins, monoclonal antibodies including blockbusters like Remicade, Humira, Herceptin, and Avastin, and cell-based therapies for gene therapy and stem cell applications. The regulatory pathway requires biologics license application for FDA approval. The biosimilars market emerged as significant opportunity with Zarxio becoming first FDA-approved biosimilar in March 2015. Medical devices encompass instruments, apparatus, implants, and machines providing mechanical or physical support without creating chemical action. This category spans enormous diversity, from bandages and surgical instruments to sophisticated implantable devices like pacemakers and artificial joints. Devices typically have shorter product life cycles than pharmaceuticals with more dynamic innovation cycles. The industry divides into commodity products with lower margins and innovative products with significant intellectual property protection. With over 6,500 U.S. device companies and 80% having fewer than 50 employees, industry structure differs dramatically from pharmaceuticals. Regulatory pathways vary, 510(k) for devices substantially equivalent to existing products, PMA for novel or high-risk devices. Diagnostic products analyze or detect diseases through two broad categories: in vivo diagnostics like MRI, CT, and ultrasound imaging, and in vitro diagnostics performing laboratory tests on body samples. This course focuses on IVD, including both devices, blood analyzers, and reagents, chemicals used with samples. Key IVD categories include clinical chemistry for compounds like blood cholesterol and glucose, immunochemistry for antibody-antigen matching, hematology and cytology for blood cell analysis, microbiology and infectious disease testing, and molecular/nucleic acid tests for detecting genetic sequences. The diagnostics industry is highly fragmented with large companies dominating alongside numerous niche players. Product category boundaries have blurred with combination product emergence. FDA defines these as products with two or more regulated components combined as single entity, packaged together, or labeled for use together. Physically combined examples include monoclonal antibodies with therapeutic drugs, drug-coated stents, pre-filled syringes, and metered dose inhalers. Products packaged together include drugs or biologics with delivery devices. Separately provided products requiring combined use include companion diagnostics. Combination products present unique regulatory challenges satisfying requirements from multiple FDA centers. The Office of Combination Products assigns lead center based on primary mode of action. The pharmaceutical competitive landscape has transformed dramatically. Hundreds of companies compete fiercely in areas like diabetes, hepatitis C, and multiple sclerosis. Significant pricing pressures come from government programs, private insurers, and managed care organizations. Product life cycles are shortening due to longer development timelines, substantial R&D costs, and aggressive patent challenges. Industry consolidation continues through mergers, acquisitions, and strategic partnerships. Co-promotion agreements allow companies to share costs and leverage combined sales forces. Despite large player domination, smaller companies thrive through technology innovation and intellectual property rights. Biologics face similar market conditions to pharmaceuticals regarding cost and timeline, but with additional complexity. Entry investment hurdles are significant due to sophisticated manufacturing requirements. Unlike small molecules where product defines quality, biologics manufacturing processes are integral to quality. The process essentially is the product. This creates lasting competitive advantages for companies with deep expertise. The biosimilar market represents transformative opportunity. Unlike generic drugs that are chemically identical, biosimilars are highly similar with no clinically meaningful differences. FDA established pathways under the Biologics Price Competition and Innovation Act. Medical device competition reflects enormous product and technology diversity. The market splits between commodity products with lack of IP protection, low margins, and intense competition versus innovative products protected by intellectual property rights. For commodity products, success depends on manufacturing cost efficiency. For innovative products, first-to-market advantage is critical given shorter development timelines. Regulatory pathways significantly define competitive barriers. 510(k) clearance provides relatively straightforward market access for similar devices, while PMA requirements create substantial hurdles for novel devices. In diagnostics, buyer power has increased through industry consolidation, hospital buying groups, and managed care. Pharmaceutical R&D pipelines increasingly focus on unmet medical needs and rare diseases rather than primary care blockbusters. Medications are becoming more narrowly indicated for specialty use in smaller patient populations. Academic industry collaborations for drug discovery are growing to share development risk. Biologic drugs continue proliferating, including human monoclonal antibodies, gene therapy, and tissue engineering products. Biosimilar development creates market erosion for branded biologics. Combination products providing synergistic therapeutic effects represent another major trend. Genomic development enables novel diagnostic therapeutic combinations, providing care continuums for pre-selected patient populations. Medical device technology trends reflect rapid innovation across multiple dimensions. Miniaturization continues as advanced manufacturing enables smaller, less invasive devices with enhanced functionality. Combination devices incorporating mixed materials and technologies produce biologically active products, enhancing therapeutic effects beyond mechanical function. Nucleic acid testing and genomic diagnostics markets experience significant growth driven by personalized medicine and ability to identify patients likely to respond to specific treatments. Advanced materials development, including biocompatible polymers, smart materials, and nanotechnology, enable new device categories. Healthcare markets operate under unique conditions, distinguishing them from other industries. Government regulation pervades every aspect through FDA approval requirements, FTC advertising oversight, OIG fraud enforcement, and congressional legislation. Government as largest single payer takes active role shaping markets through Medicare and Medicaid policies. Political pressures influence payment policies, legislative initiatives, and regulatory oversight. Separation between end users, patients, decision-makers, physicians, and payers creates complex marketing dynamics. R&D costs exceeding $1 billion per successful drug in development timelines over 12 years create enormous entry barriers. Current business trends reflect ongoing industry transformation. Mega-mergers continue as companies seek scale, diversification, and pipeline enhancement. Strategic deals including licensing, co-development, and asset acquisitions provide alternatives to internal R&D, reorganizations and workforce restructuring optimize costs and align capabilities with strategic priorities. R&D consolidation focuses resources on competitive strengths while divesting non-core therapeutic areas. Patent battles intensify as companies defend exclusivity against generic challengers and competitors pursuing similar targets. Generic entry pace following patent expiration has accelerated, with branded products often losing 80% of market share within months. The U.S. biomedical products market represents substantial commercial opportunity across all major categories. Pharmaceuticals dominate with approximately $260 billion in annual sales, reflecting mature market position and broad therapeutic coverage. Biologics at $75 billion represent the fastest-growing segment, driven by breakthrough therapies in oncology, immunology, and rare diseases. The medical device market at $120 billion encompasses everything from commodity products to sophisticated implantable technologies. In vitro diagnostics at $17 to $20 billion continue growing as personalized medicine and companion diagnostics expand. Success in biomedical product development requires mastery across multiple dimensions. Deep understanding of regulatory requirements enables efficient development strategies and successful submissions. Integrated cross-functional collaboration ensures scientific, regulatory, manufacturing, and commercial perspectives inform decision-making throughout development. Strong intellectual property strategy protects innovations and creates competitive advantages. Commercial excellence demands understanding customer needs, competitive dynamics, pricing, reimbursement, and market access. Perhaps most importantly, adaptability enables response to constantly changing regulatory, competitive, and technological environments. This week established foundational understanding of the biomedical products industry landscape. We examined complexity driving need for multifunctional integration in product development. The four major product categories, pharmaceuticals, biologics, medical devices, and diagnostics, each present distinct regulatory, development, and commercial characteristics, yet increasingly converge through combination products. Unique market features including heavy regulation, stakeholder separation, and intellectual property dependence create specialized requirements for industry professionals. The competitive landscape varies by segment but universally rewards innovation, efficiency, and commercial excellence. Next week we explore market research fundamentals.